Namaste, Deanna here with Empowering Empaths. Funny, this is the second take. It's usually a no edit channel, but my mind was going in full throttle, so I had to slow down and pause. I'm coming to you with the energy update for February 17th, looking forward. Really always a timeless message. I had this realization, wow, no wonder why creation, the universe, has wanted us to face our own shit, our own minimum, our own wounds, our own karmic patterns, our old ways of thinking as of this point. And that's because I'm having the realization that many of us empaths, light workers, are starting to now anchor our light in our heart space, and we are kind of transforming the collective energy of fear to those that are still just really clinging on to their egoic mind trips, really, and not settled into their heart space yet. So I want to look back a little bit to some collective energy that was transforming and transmuting through me, and I had this realization with the discernment to know my own energy versus somebody else now as an empowered empath. And we really, in the mind, in this pre-shadow season of Mercury, been having a lot of mind chatter. And I was laying in bed several nights. I'm like very exhausted, as many of us are as we are in the ascension, but I could not, I remember it from the observer position, like going, you have so much mind chatter tonight. And it was no fear of mine, no energy of mind. And so what I want to let everybody know is, being an empath, on your journey, if you've faced your own crap by now, or maybe even not, you're going to be the transformer, of collective energy, the dense energy. Empaths always tend to be in their heart space more so than general society does. And so on our path, it's very clear that we have a very divine purpose here as sensitives, because we can feel our own energy. We can feel other people's energy. And so I'm coming to you a little bit earlier than I do the energy updates. Normally, this is Saturday the 15th. But the planets, the stars, and the symbolism was really coming through to me, and I thought, okay, I'm just gonna go with it now, get it out there for everybody. So if you've been having a lot of mind chatter or feelings of anxiousness possibly, or just feeling like, wow, I'm very exhausted, I'm ready to go to sleep now, but your mind wouldn't shut down, just remember to stay open and flow with that. You know, you can call upon your higher self, God, creator, source, whatever you call it, to basically talk to your own body and go, this isn't mine. I'm open to the energy. I'm not resisting the energy, but it doesn't belong in me, and allow that to flow through you. Adamus, one of the channelers that I listen to, he's always talking about allowing energy to work for you. Stop resisting, stop tensing up, right? A lot of us empaths have had solar plexus issues because we weren't allowing the energy to flow through us, we were resisting. So that makes complete sense. And with the Mercury in its pre-shadow getting ready to go retrograde on Sunday the 16th, so tomorrow, I believe it's a huge reminder to let everybody know, if you've been feeling a little bit of so much mind chatter and struggling with quieting that, meditation would be very helpful right now. Hopefully you're on the journey thus far of owning your own shadows and transmuting that and being the alchemist of turning all these old patterns, karmic cycles, collapsing old timelines of stories that no longer suit us going forward. But I'm really feeling with the light workers right now, a lot of us will be, starting now, continuing on, being the transformers, because we're so much in our heart space of these lower dense energies of the collective that they're not wanting to face. So how we got the duty of that, I have no idea, but it's very significant. I'm feeling it already. I have for the last couple weeks. If you tuned into my energy update last week, you notice I did mention this. However, there was some things in my body that I needed to take care of as well. Yesterday or today, I had the realization, like, yes, you had some herbs that you needed to get into your body. However, because you've faced your own fears, because you've shed and released the old stories, and you are now transforming and transmuting energies of your ancestor karmic lineages that did not want to face their own things and possibly still haven't, and also on the collective. I suppose because love is the most powerful energy, and us empaths are very much so in the heart spaces. That is why I suppose creation was telling us for, oh my, since even before Pluto, Saturn went conjunct in January, of own your own shit, face your fears, hold your energy accountable. And this is why, because as we go forward with more and more disclosure of the structures, right? We have Saturn, Pluto, and Capricorn, structures of religion, politics, all these things that wanted to create power and energy that was not for the all and for the whole, and justice for all humanity. And so we're transforming all of these dense things, and we're going to continue to do this as more and more of the disclosure, more and more of the light gets shined upon the dark energy that's kept humanity small for so long. Darkness is very ignorant, so as the light shines on it, more and more disclosure of things that are going to blow people's mind. You empaths, you light workers, remember to stay open. Allow these thoughts with Mercury in the mind to flow through you. And one of my beautiful spiritual teachers, Muji, always talks about thoughts are just clouds passing. Don't become them, observe them. And so you're not alone if you're feeling these energies. Allow them to flow through you. That's another thing. If I haven't already said it this video, because I had to do a restart here, forgive me for that. Happy solar return to you Pisces. Pisces, the sun moves into Pisces on the 18th. This is a water sign. This is mysticism. This is ruled by Neptune, so very dreamy and spiritual, very emotional. I do believe it's the only one out of the 3 water signs that's always lived in the water, like Scorpio and Cancer, the crab and the scorpion. They live on water, or in water and on land, both. So Pisces is the only one, the fish, who is always in that. So there's always a lower aspect and a higher aspect to all of these. Happy birthday, all of you Pisces. Happy solar return to all of us. Everyone has Neptune in their birth natal chart, and Pisces is also in your birth natal chart somewhere, depending on where that's at, regardless. So I wanted to talk a little bit about Pluto. And the reason I'm bringing Pluto up is because it's still in the sign of Capricorn with Saturn. The lower aspect of Pluto is control. That's the low vibe. We really got to surrender to feeling like it's just an illusion that we have control anyway. We can hold ourselves accountable for our energy, but having control of the masses, no, do your part. The lower aspect of that is control. The higher aspect of Pluto is transformation. So I think a lot of us with the Mercury, the Pluto, Saturn in the sign of Capricorn, structures, like I said, religions and stuff, I think a lot of people are going to continue to wake up and go, well, have we been freaking punked or what? These were all control systems. And so stay fluent. Pisces, Neptune, very spiritual, like I said. The higher aspect of that is They're very empathetic people. And the sun is going to be in Pisces for all of us, even though it may not be our ruling planet. Pisces, like I said, is in your birth natal chart. I got to slow down a little bit. My mind is still, as I speak and share with you, I go through the ascension symptoms just as you do. And Mercury also rules my Virgo. So I'm not feeling the anxiousness anymore that I did for the past couple of weeks as we've been transforming and transmuting collective fear and having a lot of mind chatter. But it's also allowing us to settle down into our heart spaces, be the observer of this. I'm getting a little bit torn off here. Let's reconnect. So we had all these planets that went through Capricorn. There are many that are still there. Let me pull the chart up. Jupiter, Pluto, Saturn are still in the Capricorn sign, right? The structures. And Mars will be moving into Capricorn, I do believe, tomorrow. Let me see. What did I print this for? The 17th? Okay. So Mars will be moving into that. So that's our masculine. And also Mercury goes retrograde on the 16th. Mars goes at the same time that Mars, the action planet, goes into these structures. What I feel is going to happen is we're going to have more and more disclosure as Mars, the action planet, moves into Capricorn. He's been traveling, of course, back behind, still in Sagittarius, going through the galactic center, which all of the other planets that are ahead. Let me see if I can kind of reverse it and show you guys. And so then Mars will be moving into Capricorn. And what that feels like, Pluto, Saturn here was like, hello, karma, you're getting ready to meet your day, right? And these structures that have kept humanity playing small by separation and fear. Now Mars, the action planet's going into it on the same day that Mercury goes retrograde. I'm not into predictions, but I'm definitely aware of how astrology works and how significant it is that plays a part with not only Gaia, but all life here. And my intuition says that starting as of the 16th, Mercury going retrograde is going to have a lot of people changing their perspectives on what the structures have been in Capricorn. I think this is where we're going to start seeing more and more disclosure of those that have been playing with energy, their dark energy for power versus using their dark energy to face their own wounds and their own injustices and judgment within themselves. Really releasing the control factor. I'm feeling that. And because I feel it's very significant with Mercury going retrograde at the same time as Mars moving into Capricorn finally, there's going to be a lot of action. And also there's going to be a lot of people in the thinking, changing their perspectives on what the structures have been. So I think that's really super cool. Is there anything else I want to share before I do cards? Yes. The new moon is on the 23rd in Pisces. So the sun moves into Pisces on the 18th, and then we have the dark moon on the 23rd. I believe this can be a new start to how we spiritually see ourselves as a human race, how we see life on the planet Gaia, getting in tune and in touch with our empathetic natures, compassion, and like I said, everything has a higher and a lower octave. Pisces and a lower octave can be addictions and delusions and lies even to themselves. So just keep that in mind. Really have a lot of discernment going forward. Really be the observer of your own emotions and surroundings going, is this mine or is this collective? Stay open and fluent. Pisces, like I said, being a water sign, very spiritual, very mysticism. I want to say that a lot of people are going to change their mind, their perspectives on who they are as spiritual beings. I think a lot of us are going to get in tune and in touch with our intuition, trusting our feelings and emotions, allowing for heart expansion, and really having a mindset going into the age of Aquarius of the we consciousness, like I've been sharing on this planet, and how can I help myself and help others. People going through these ascension symptoms, you know, do you imagine what it would feel like if they didn't know that they were going through it? There is always somebody out there that can benefit from you sharing, being so real and raw and authentic of the energies that you're feeling, right? Anything else? So Mars will be at 1 degree of Capricorn on, and I printed this out for the date of the 17th, since this will be the energy update, even though I'm coming to you early. So expect there to be some masculine action with the structures, and that's where I'm coming up with feeling intuitively, since I do listen to the as above so below in my own energy. Disclosure is going to really start heading it in there, because we already have Saturn, Pluto still sitting in Capricorn since the beginning of January, and finally Mars moved across the galactic center, the birth of creation, and now finally Mars is catching up to them. So do not be surprised. I think that that's why the empaths, the light workers that have faced their own little small shit, karmic stuff, let go of this lineage that people have been carrying and all this baggage, is because more and more disclosure in that sign of Capricorn is going to happen once Mars moves into it. And we need to be the ones anchoring our light, giving people the hand of going, it's okay, allow this to flow through you. All these light, all the beings of light need to shine upon the things that have been in the dark so long. And that's where, with the Pluto, the lower octave of it, guys, is control. Don't hold on to that. Control causes resistance. Be open, be fluent. Very Pisces, very water, very spiritual. Anything else before on to the cards? I was excited about coming on, guys. I feel it's a big week coming. It is available for all of us. I think Mercury retrograde, for a lot of us that have been on the journey already, is going to allow us to have a new perspective and go, my mindset has grown and evolved so much on these structures. How can I help other people? Just stay open and fluent. Can't say that enough. That mind chatter was intense. Came through very strong as anxiety for me. So I think that's it, and we'll get into some cards to go along with this message, guys. I'm going to be drawing however many from the Mystical Shaman. Dear Spirit, I am here, I am open, and I'm ready to receive. Be clear communication for these sensitives for the week of February 17th. And like I said, happy solar return to all you Pisces. Allow those deep emotions of yours to be really a gift to you. The lower aspect of Pisces can be depression, like I said, delusional. Allow that fish swimming upwards to remind you that your empathy level and your emotions are a gift to this world, right? So what message is it that we can go along with this? Remember to help other people see the different perspectives with Mercury, with Mars going into Capricorn, the structures that are being uprooted. Don't be surprised if you guys start seeing a lot of dramas unfold in the collective. Do not cling to them. Like I said, allow them to pass through you like a cloud. Feel the emotions, but don't become them. Feel the emotions, but don't become them. Well, number 7 is a very spiritual number, and I know this because my son was a life path number 7. All right. One more, Spirit. This is going to help you on the ascension journey. If you can be childlike. And Yeshua is one of my guides, so I'm very dear to him. Has nothing to do with religion, as we know. Those are the structures that are falling because they were used out of ego and control and duality and the spiritual perspective that you had to go through somebody, right? So 7 being a very spiritual number, this is asking us to be childlike. And that is exactly, if, you know, I don't believe the Bible is all factual, but I do believe there's good in it. I know it's been manipulated by man as well, just as religion has been. But even Yeshua was like, go and be childlike. Have that wonder, imagination, creation, right? The innocence of a child. Anything else with that one? Yes. A lot of people have been robbed of this, including in the physical, right? I know that nobody's completely tuned off from what's going on in the collective with what we're seeing with children. Keep your perspective on the higher and know that it is the light shining upon these things, the injustices to children. Keep rising above that and just know that all of these things that have always been here need to be disclosed, the light shining on them. It's also a reminder to keep playful within yourself. How do we break up the dense energy of, you know, any of the lower vibration, which is to be childlike and be playful and be in that wonder and marveled by the simplicity of life and nature, you know. Get yourself outside, hug a tree. And secondly, we got for this week is the staff. To me, this is huge of being very anchored in who you are, allowing that Pisces very spiritual energy for all of us with this new moon coming up on the 23rd, allowing that spiritual aspect of ourselves, and also this for the empaths, allowing you being such a sensitive and emotional being, be your staff, be your rock, be the thing that says, you know what, I'm authentic in my heart. It's a beautiful thing to be so vulnerable, like a child, right? And really just pure and innocence in the heart. Allow that to be your staff, right? And you find that Pisces, very spiritual connection, and even God or Yeshua, I don't know which one, talk about, I will be your staff. I will be your stronghold when you're weathering the storms. So just keep really rooted in that. I'm always encouraging you empaths to face your own things, because our sensitivities are the very gift that can change this planet through the love space, because love is the most powerful energy. Allow that to be your rock, your foundation, your staff, right? That's beautiful. And the last message that we got before I share a Cryon message for this energy update is the Gatherer. You know, we got this new moon coming up. Many of us already on the journey, facing the things that we've needed to face, planting the seeds all along of what we're wanting going forward. The Gatherer to me is gathering. This is like the Wheel of Fortune card to me in the Tarot. This is like, it's now time to collect your bank, so to speak, right? It's now allowing you to harvest from the work that you have put forward within yourself. You know, something else came up to me too. Just by being in your heart space, even if you're not out and about there, out and about around a whole lot of people, by you just sitting wherever you are, no matter where you are on this planet, if you're in that heart space, you're anchoring a light for this place, for Gaia, for others, and it does have an impact. Everything that a soul does for their evolution in each lifetime goes into the crystalline grid, right? And it's a proven fact scientifically that the poles are shifting, and there's other energetic magnetic shifts going on, and that is the ascension. Keep really having that Neptunian, Pisces, spiritual aspect of you driving you forward, keeping you in that childlike wonder. And also with the Mars aspect, the second message with the same card coming up to me, guys, is keep that higher perspective. Allow your spiritual perspective, which is the bigger picture. Remind you that all is well when we start seeing these full disclosures with Mars now moving into Capricorn of, you know, the structures. Because there's been a lot of injustices to children. And how you can hold your energy accountable throughout all of these things as we're transmuting the collective fear is to be childlike. Get yourself out and play. And be amazed with the work that you've done this far, right? Because for many of us, it's time to gather. And this also kind of, for me, is, you know, how some people in the mind, Mercury, gather so much information that it puts them in overload. I know I can't do that anymore. I'm in a space of definitely learning, but I'm learning seems to be from more of a heart space instead of a logical memory learning. And so as we go forward, no matter where you are on your journey, don't judge yourself, because that's where a lot of us light workers have had to heal shame, guilt, and we have to release all those old stories. It's time, because we can't even be in that childlike wonder unless we do, right? Anything else? One more message from the energetic master Cryon. Cryon is an energy that is here to help all of humanity with ascension. And it's bringing an awareness to the fact that we're always supported. We are part of creation itself. God is not outside of us, it's within us. Heart chakra expansion, another thing that's coming up huge for all of us going forward this week. Not allowing that mind to overplay and overkill. Let it flow through you. Like that cloud passing in the sky, right? Releasing it, transmuting it, and somehow finding that childlike wonder in our heart space. Okay? And be that staff not only for yourself, but others. This to me also, this just came through, so I'm glad I'm kind of pausing and going slower. A lot of times these cards keep speaking to me after I push stop on the camera. This is also, to me, gathering soul tribe. Because the light workers, where there's two or more gathered, is so super important. There's other people out there on the journey that need that. So one way or another, if you don't get out there physically to help other people, please do anchor your light where you're at. Reach out to somebody through private messenger, call somebody, check on people, because we're needing to gather in soul tribes. So one more from the beautiful Cryon Gaia. We're all ascending, guys. Whether you're awake or not, it's happening. I don't think anybody would logically have to search too far to see that the magnetic grid is changing. We are changing. So Gaia's body's changing. Our bodies are changing. A lot of people are experiencing exhaustion. It's okay. Rest when you need to rest. Drink lots of fluids, lots of water, please. Keep that childlike wonder. Be like the staff with your spiritual aspect, right? Neptune and Pisces. Your spiritual aspect to the larger picture. I only want one. Pure intent. And that's beautiful because it's already right back over. I'm going to read what Cryon says. Absolutely love him. And this is funny too, because this goes hand in hand to me already. I'm drawn to these two cards together. What is it to be childlike? To be pure in your heart, right? And that your intentions are pure. What a beautiful card. I'm going to try to hold this very still while I read what Cryon says for all of us. And this is a reminder on your ascension journey for the week of February 17th. How is that, guys? Pure intent addresses your cells in a way that is so pure that the body sees it as truth and acts upon it. That is how karma is dropped. It sees you as the boss, as it should, and acts. I'm going to read this one more time. So, what did I say earlier about no wonder why creation was wanting us to face our own shit and our old karmic patterns that are outdated, right? Old stories that no longer are going to serve going forward. Pure intent. Let me read it one more time. We'll close this up. Pure intent addresses your cells in a way that is so pure that your body sees it as truth and acts upon it. That is how karma is dropped. It sees you as the boss, as it should be, and acts. So we're talking about Mars, the action planet, going into Capricorn, which is an earthy sign. The body, Capricorn, is an earth sign. And now we're getting pure intent. Speak to your body. I do believe if you joined me last week for the energy update, I was sharing with everybody the importance of listening and speaking to your body. It's funny because I was just in the bathtub last night soaking in Epsom salt, started rubbing my feet, and I literally started saying, thank you for supporting me. We are going through so many huge changes in our vessels right now, guys. That's why creation has been wanting us to drop the old stories and the karmic patterns, is because we have something so much bigger, so much better, more justice going forward into the age of Aquarius, where it's about we consciousness instead of this me selfish shit, right? So if you're new to my channel today, please do like and subscribe and share if it resonates. That's how you can support me on my journey. I am Deanna with Empowering Empaths. I was encouraged to start this channel after my young son, who is an empath, transitioned out of his body, started helping and guiding me to my own sensitivities, and really started realizing that it is a gift, not a curse. Started empowering myself, started being able to discern my energy versus the collective energy, and started utilizing that through my energy updates. I also share encouragement by Oracle. And I'm also drawn to astrology. I'm not an astrologer, but I do love it, and I'm still learning and growing with it. My intention of this channel always is to leave you more encouraged than what you were when you began listening to it. To the new subscribers that I've received from last week to this week, namaste. Thank you so much for joining this team. I look forward to sharing with all of you again. Remember to be childlike. Anchor your spirituality into your vessel. Let that be your staff going forward, and keep your intentions pure in your heart. It is the biggest gift for this planet. Namaste.